You ready for today's roadmap session? Because I think this one is a game changer. Now, I, like a lot of other educators during quarantine, got bit by the Bitmoji bug. I hadn't had a Bitmoji previously. I saw it, I thought it was fun, but just never took the time to create one. And now I'm regretting that because ever since, it's just brought a little level of fun and a whole lot of creativity to our coaching work, our slides, our PDs, our emails, anything. So today I'm here to convince you and I'm here to prompt you to create your very own virtual coaching office slide, complete with Bitmoji. Now you're probably seeing these all over the place. There are some absolutely amazing classroom Bitmoji slides going around. And so I wanted to get in on the fun too. I may not have my own classroom, but I do have my own coaching space. And so I wanted to recreate what that coaching space could look like virtually. So when teachers come into my Zoom rooms for sessions, the very first thing they see on their screen is my Bitmoji office slide. So it looks a little bit more welcoming. Now this is one version of my Bitmoji office slide. So it's basically just a digital slide that acts as a window into your virtual coaching space and gives us some kind of physical space to ground ourselves in and welcomes teachers as they come into the virtual rooms online, just like our physical coaching space might do. Now, when you look at my coaching space, I've got the color of the walls as my most favorite color, which is yellow. I've got my desk with a little plant. That's all I can manage to keep alive. So I've got my laptop and my always full cup of coffee. I've got a fun sign up on the wall, do more of what makes you happy. I like to put different quotes here that invite teachers into reflection and just a little bit of self-care. Now, above all, I truly value my own reading and writing. So I do have a nice big shelf there with the books that I have finished reading recently. And the book that I'm currently reading usually goes on my bean bag with me and one of my little Yorkies. And I usually put that book a little bit bigger than the others so that teachers know when they come in which one I'm reading now and what other ones in my stack I recommend. I've got a little window to the outside world, even though my home office in the basement does not really have a window that beautiful. I get to do it in my virtual space as well. And so you can change the window view, the scenery out your window, depending on the seasons as well. And that's what I like to do to this slide. It is my opening slide for every single virtual session that I hold, but I change it up often. I update it with the new book that I'm reading. I will change the books that are on my shelf, either based on my reading life or based on the session. So if I'm leading a session on writing workshop, then the books on my shelf would be focused on writing workshop. Or I might link to resources for writing workshop and give teachers this slide so that they can literally click on the items on my shelf and get taken right to them. I change the sign on my wall often so that as teachers come through my virtual sessions, they know to look for something. I always ask them to spot the change, kind of challenging them like I might students. What's different about my slide? Just to give them a little bit of engagement and a way to interact immediately as they come into the room. And so I love this slide, and I think it's really important for all coaches to have their own slide as well, not only to welcome teachers into the room, but to model that this is something that they could do in their classrooms as well. So how do you make one? It's super simple, and I'm going to show you how. So first, if you want to start from scratch, you're going to open up a brand new Google Slides presentation that's completely blank and choose a blank layout. Might be a little bit scary, right? Starting from scratch, but it's fun, and I'm going to show you why in a minute. Then you're going to format the background. There's actually a background menu that you would click on so that you can change the backgrounds that you have, and I'll show you in a moment. And then you just make it your own. add the colors of the wall that you love, add the window that you want, the bookshelf you would have, the desk you want, right? It could be something that looks exactly like your coaching space in person, but you have an unlimited budget here. You can get creative and create the coaching space of your dreams in the virtual world. And you can add anything and everything with a simple Google search. So some things to think about before I get to showing you how. What color do you want your wall? What picture do you want on your wall? You can have a desk and a chair. Are you gonna have a rug? Bookshelves, books? You're gonna have a big window? What kind of view? Are you gonna have your pet? You're gonna have the educational materials or district logos, anything that personalizes it to where you are coaching as well. Take a minute and jot down your ideas or just close your eyes and imagine them. If you could create an ideal virtual coaching space that would be a refreshing view when teachers came into your room online, what would you put? So I want to make things a little bit easier for you. And so I have linked to all of these resources that I am about to share. So the first one is over here at the bottom right. This is actually the very tutorial that I watched very early on in my Bitmoji craze that told me and showed me exactly how to make my slide. So if this is a brand new practice for you, you're going to want to head to that tutorial after you listen to me, and you're going to want to take a look, and you're going to want to use it as a model. But then there are some really other great things I want to show you. This up here in the top is a Facebook group called Bitmoji Craze for Educators, if you're not in it yet. And this is where amazingly creative and generous teachers are sharing their actual Google slides. Their actual slides, so that you can just make a copy and edit it to make it your own rather than starting from scratch. And then we've got two other things that I can't wait to show you. So I'm going to click on this one. This is from Carissa, who I've never met, but is absolutely amazing. So let's say we are getting our new Google slide. You can see my Google background right now, but I'm just going to go into my apps. I'm going to click a brand new blank Google slide. I'm going to change the format so that it is completely blank. Okay, so now I want to format the background. So I'm going to click background, as I mentioned. I'm going to choose image. I'm going to search for wall and floor. Now you can do wall and floor background, wall and floor background classroom. Let's see what we get here. So you can see some of the possibilities, right? Some of them might work for you, some of them might not. You might go back to the other background. I'm just going to choose this one for now. So I'm going to insert it into my background. And then I've got to put some stuff in it. So I'm going to go to my emoji, my emoticon up here, and I'm just going to type in, hi there. Let's see. Maybe I want to be standing in my office, so I'm going to copy it. I'm just going to move myself over so I'm on this side of the wall. So now maybe you want a chalkboard. Okay, here's where the fun starts. This was the link that I just showed you. This amazing teacher right here has put together her favorite collection of things that you could put in your office slide. So take a look. Whiteboards, chalkboards, all sorts of materials that you can literally lift out of her presentation and put into yours, right down to different signs for your classroom wall. So I'm going to go back up really quick. I want to get to the white. I'm going to take this whiteboard. So I click on it, I right click, copy, I come back and I paste it in. Now, magically have a big whiteboard that I could write a message on, right? So I could insert a text box that just says, welcome, or whatever other message you want to give to teachers as they are coming into your virtual Zoom room or whatever kind of virtual room that they're coming into. And so you can scroll through and see what else would you have in your room. Now I know I have one of these, so I'm actually going to put this into my coaching space on the other side. Now I don't like the way that's rotated. So if you right click on it and you go to rotate and you flip it horizontally, you can see that I just changed the orientation of it. And so maybe I'll put it over here. You can have a great deal of fun, and I'm gonna warn you, you can also, I was gonna say waste some time, but is it really wasted time if you're having fun? So let's see, let's get a sign, right? Let's make today amazing, copy, paste, hang it on the wall, make it a little smaller. So there you go. Easy as that, by creating your background and then making use of the resources we have around us. Now there's one more here. This is another resource that a teacher compiled, but this will fit Google Classroom banners. So if you are a Google Classroom user, then these banners will be something that are automatically formatted to fit that space. So rather than using the virtual slide like I did, you want to come here for your background and change that. So I've included that as a link in all of our materials as well. Fun, right? I'm telling you, even if you already have one, your job today is to reimagine it. Okay, so one way or the other, you're going to give some love to a virtual coaching office slide. So for some of you, you're going to create it. You're going to click on a brand new slide, you're going to format a background, or you're going to go to the Facebook group, browse one that looks like you, make a copy of it, and personalize it. Format the background, change the color scheme, add the furniture, the bookshelves, the books, the wall hangings, all of the things that make you, you, and make your coaching space unique. And then you want to try it. You want to share it with teachers. So not only can you use this as the opening slide for your PD, but you could put it in your email signature. You could paste it into your launching pad, which I highly recommend. So that you put that on your opening launching pad slide so that teachers get that welcome coaching view. You could also link to it in PD documents. You could put it on your website. You can do more than just open up a virtual PD with it. But I highly recommend, if you don't do this already, that you create one as a template that you can just paste in to every presentation you have and help welcome teachers in a different way into your Zoom sessions, getting the feel of your physical coaching space as much as you can. And remember, no budget here, so have a blast creating this. And if you're up for it, share it with me. I love seeing all the different creative coaching spaces that we create virtually online.